What's up, fellas? In the second video of the day, unfortunately, we got to talk about LaMelo Ball's injury and how it impacts the Rookie of the Year race, how that race is now looking with him presumably out of it. I don't really see a way that he can turn this around and win this award. So now we got to start looking at other options, see who could potentially win this thing. And that's what we're going to be talking about in today's video. Really quickly, before we get started, I want to tell you about the sponsor of today's video, Ridge. For way too long, I used to carry around a traditional bulky wallet. But if you're like I used to be and you're looking for a wallet solution that is light and sleek, then Ridge has you covered. Their design combines functionality as it can carry up to 12 cards and cash with ease of use as it fits easily in your pocket. There are over 30 different style and color combinations. They're made with durable materials and they come with a lifetime warranty. So no more withering away wallets, just one simple Ridge wallet. And if you use my code SPORTING10 at checkout at ridge.com, you get 10% off as well as free international shipping. Again, SPORTING10 at checkout at ridge.com. And thank you again to Ridge for sponsoring this video. With those things said, let's go ahead and take a look at how this Rookie of the Year race is shaping out. But first, we got to talk about LaMelo. It's so unfortunate that this is the way that his rookie season probably ends. It seems like he's not going to come back for a couple reasons. One, he's so fun, man, and has honestly made at times the Hornets must-watch television. There's a lot of other players there that are doing a lot of good things. The coaching staff's doing a good job. They've got exciting players around LaMelo, but he's the thing that kind of makes this a much bigger deal, right? And has had a better rookie year than I think anybody could have expected out of him, given his professional basketball experience prior to the NBA. Super fun. But it also sucks because this Hornets team is trying to make the playoffs, and this is a significant, hit to their chances of doing that with now him, I believe, having broken his wrist and is going to be out for a significant amount of time. The priority should be make sure he's healthy, making sure he's good to go moving forward, but it just really sucks for him as well as for the Hornets. But now the focus shifts to, as he was, in my opinion, absolutely the favorite in the Rookie of the Year race, to who else could possibly win the award. We did this the other day with the MVP race as well, talking about Embiid and LeBron being out, where that left the MVP race. And unfortunately, we're kind of having to do the same thing now with Rookie of the Year race. So there's four guys, in my opinion, that are in contention for this. They can kind of step up and win the Rookie of the Year. The first and the favorite, in my opinion, is Anthony Edwards. He's had a couple of really big performances lately. He's going to be up and down. There's not going to be a ton of consistency with Anthony Edwards, but he can go from having 39 one game to 11 the next and end up averaging 20 for the rest of the year. And that's probably going to be enough to win in the Rookie of the Year. The problem for him is going to be, of course, team success. Like, if the Timberwolves win 15 games, I mean, some guys have won Rookie of the Year with really poor records and just crazy stats, but it's going to make it more difficult in comparison to the other three guys on this list, two of them more specifically, even though his statistical candidacy is probably going to be stronger than anybody else the rest of the way. Especially if D'Lo continues to miss significant time, he's going to be someone that's going to be heavily involved in the offense and get better throughout the year. And he's having a good rookie year. I don't mean to say anything negative about Anthony Edwards. I would just say that I wouldn't lock him in as the winner the rest of the way as D'Lo tried to do on Twitter yesterday. So keep an eye on him. I think he's probably the favorite right now, but with Minnesota's lack of team success, I think that could possibly get in the way. The next guy that has kind of some team success issues, but I think the way that he plays kind of stayed those off a little bit, and it's Tyrese Haliburton. He's kind of got this cult following already. Like, everybody seems to love Tyrese Haliburton, and I'm one of them. I think he's a really good player, and even though the Kings are probably not going to end up with a great record this year, the general consensus around Tyrese Haliburton is that he makes winning plays, and that the reason the Kings are losing is not necessarily because of him, and he's going to have a pretty good statistical case as well. Not as good as Edwards, but I think the reputation of him as a player is a bit more of a solid guy rather than a flashy guy could, depending on how people vote, get him a bit of an advantage over Edwards, and presumably the Kings should have, even if it is only slightly, a better record than the Timberwolves by the end of the season, which should help him in the race as well. So it's a bit of a tricky case for Haliburton unless he bumps up the statistics in a real way, but I think he absolutely is someone that has a chance. Next up now, kind of the dark horse here, Immanuel Quickley from the New York Knicks, for a couple of reasons. One, and the most important, is he's having a really good year. He's an exciting player to watch. He's super fun, right? Don't want to take anything away from that. But being in New York certainly helps, right? Being a New York Knick, having a New York Knick win Rookie of the Year would be a huge deal, and I think people would really want that. And I think people really like him as a player. Like, when they watch him, they're not bored, right? This guy's an exciting player. Here, I think, is the most important part of his candidacy, especially as it relates to the other two guys I've mentioned, as well as the last guy that we're going to mention here on this list. If the New York Knicks make the playoffs this year, or even if they get like a top 6 seed, And Immanuel Quickley has at least slightly comparable stats to Edwards or Haliburton or the other guy we're going to mention here. He's going to have a real chance to win this award, in my opinion. Like that's such a leg up for him, and not just because of a playoff appearance and because of the team success, we'll talk about in a second, but because it's the Knicks. Like the Knicks making the playoffs in a season in which most people did not expect them to. They're going to have some awards rolling in. They might have a guy, Julius Randle might make an All-NBA team. Tom Thibodeau might win Coach of the Year, and Immanuel Quickley might win the Rookie of the Year. Something to keep in mind. Also, from an overall record standpoint, his team should have a better record than the first two guys. And again, as long as his individual statistics don't hold him back in comparison to someone like Anthony Edwards, he has to be seriously considered. And depending on, what betting odds are out there, that might be the guy to kind of take a look at in that avenue as well. And then last up, and someone that I think people have kind of forgotten about a little bit here, is James Wiseman of the Golden State Warriors. Here's the case for James Wiseman as the possible Rookie of the Year the rest of the way. He has not, to this point, had an outstanding rookie season. He's been very up and down. He's had some good performances. He's been punished at times by the Warriors. He's been in and out of their lineup. But as they get closer to the end of their season, if there's a candidate for a true breakout guy the rest of the year amongst this rookie class, I think James Wiseman could be that guy. The ceiling and the potential of this guy is ridiculous. The reason that he would not be playing as many minutes is because defensively he's a bit of a disaster, especially in ball screens. And if he can't defend, Golden State's going to have a tough time winning games, right? But if he can start to figure that out, the offensive numbers are going to be there for James Wiseman, and they're going to start to approach levels that are comparable to someone like Anthony Edwards. And again, in comparison to him, if Golden State can make the playoffs in a very tough West, that would certainly be a boost to his candidacy. Number 2 overall pick, a guy that certainly people are going to be paying a lot of attention to. I would put him 4th right now. The order I've kind of given here is kind of the order I have these guys in. But if you're looking for a high potential and upside guy to possibly make some noise in this Rookie of the Year race, I would mention Wiseman. Those are my solid kind of 4 right now. The other guy that I would mention, just because I feel like his season at this point is worth mentioning, but I don't think he's a real candidate, is Saddiq Bey. Had some really good moments. People just aren't going to vote for him. I'm sorry. I hate to break it to him, but people don't care about the team that he's on. They're an awful team, and he's having a great year, but he's just not going to compare to a guy that was the number 1 pick, a guy that everybody loves, a guy that plays for New York, and then a guy that plays for the Warriors is the number 2 pick. I'm sorry. It's unfortunate, but they're just not going to pay as much attention to him. So ultimately, I think these are the 4 guys. I think had LaMelo been healthy and played the rest of the season, I think it was pretty clear that he was the guy because he had all the different components here we've tried to break down with each of these candidacies. LaMelo had all of it. He had the statistical stuff. He had the team success. He had a team that could possibly make the postseason. He had the narrative. He had the hype. LaMelo was going to win Rookie of the Year if he continued to play the way that he did. It's unfortunate that he got hurt. Ultimately, in the long term of his career, it's not going to be a big deal that he didn't end up winning Rookie of the Year. I don't think there's any chance that he still wins it, missing this many games. So it's going to be one of these 4 guys. If Edwards continues to keep up his statistical pace, I think he's the favorite despite a really poor record. If he starts to struggle or has an injury where he misses a handful of games, I think Haliburton's probably going to slide up to that top spot, assuming that Sacramento doesn't completely bottom out the rest of the way. Everybody seems to love him. The 3rd guy after that would be Quickley because he's in New York, because the Knicks have a chance to make the playoffs, and because he's a really good player and he's having a really good season, and he kind of has a leg up there in the narrative category. And then Wiseman, from a statistical standpoint, from an impact standpoint, has the biggest opportunity the rest of the way to go from someone that we aren't really talking about a ton to someone that potentially is at the front of the race, again, which would be helped by team success and by Golden State making the playoffs. So let me know down in the comment section below who you think among these 4 is going to win the award, or if you think there's a guy that I'm completely leaving out here that needs to be mentioned. Maybe it is Saddiq Bey. Maybe it's, I don't even know who the other candidate would be. Let me know down in the comment section below. As always, I'm interested to see what you guys have to say. If I had to pick right now, I would probably say it's going to be Anthony Edwards, but that record makes me so nervous. I mean, if you have legitimately the worst record of the entire league, I know that Minnesota's had some issues, but if you have legitimately the worst record in the league, that makes me nervous. But if we're just going based off the chance that he wins it, I think Edwards has the best chance out of these 4, but we'll have to see the rest of the way. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, be sure to check out the boxes on screen for more videos from me. You can leave a like rating on the video. You can check out more videos from me. As I said, the boxes on screen. Don't know why I said that twice. You can also check out links from me down in the link tree below for all my different socials you want to hang out with me outside of these videos. And yeah, hope you guys have a fantastic rest of your day, and I will see you all next time.